Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Spotlight episode. If you're new here, each week we'll be praying into the news of Israel and worldwide. And wow, how so much can happen in just 1 week is crazy. Well, one major story that's filled the media has been the Trump assassination attempt. I'm sure you've heard from other outlets the details on what happened and how close Trump was to being seriously hurt or worse killed. We're thankful that the former president survived with minor injuries, and attacks like these are, to quote Netanyahu, a heinous crime. It is also an attempt to assassinate American democracy. Caroline Glick, who some of you may be familiar with, said, "The attempt on the former president's life is a fruit of what billionaires and nefarious interests have been sowing for many years in both Israel and the USA. What's worse is their collusion for chaos and the delegitimization of popular sentiment has given the green light to political violence, all in the name of upholding democracy." Now, just a day after the assassination attempt, protesters threatened Netanyahu, shouting outside his family home. Now, for those who don't speak Hebrew, like myself, this opportunistic protest leader shouted, "We are coming for you. We will drag you from your fortress. The police barricades won't help you." Now, this same attitude regurgitates itself across the world. In the most recent assassination attempts on Trump, the pro-Palestinian rallies and protests and anti-Semitic attacks against the Jewish people, democracy to these people appears to be a hurdle they want to jump over just to complete their agenda. Now, what I did want to highlight is Trump's support of Israel and what he did for Israel during his time in office. Okay, so Trump recognised Jerusalem as Israel's capital. He moved the US embassy to Jerusalem. He withdrew America from the Iran nuclear deal. He recognised Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. He set up the Abraham Accords, which aimed at fostering peace and cooperation in the region. And Trump signed an executive order in 2019, aiming to combat anti-Semitism on college campuses. And interestingly enough, he defunded the UNRWA, which we featured last week on how they were so complicit in helping Hamas. Perhaps Trump had some insight on what Israel is now dealing with in Gaza. His recent vice president pick, Senator J.D. Vance, stood strongly with Israel in the aftermath of October 7th. And what I was encouraged by at the Republican National Convention were American Christians gathered together to pray for Israel and the remaining hostages in Gaza. Take a look.
Our God, we pray for the peace of Jerusalem, your eternal city, and for all the children of Abraham. We remember and pray for freedom for the hostages kidnapped and held so cruelly against their will. Lord, please keep them in your sight and hasten the day of their freedom.
Now, the 251 hostages taken by Hamas, 116 are still in Gaza and 42 have been pronounced dead. Now, many are soldiers taken by the terrorists when they cross into southern Israel. The families of 5 hostages authorised the release of these photos of the 5 women in detention. And the images appear to be of the soldiers in the first days of their detention. Some have bruises and cuts. Now, I can't imagine what these families and the hostages are going through at the moment. We're coming close to 290 days of being in captivity, and Netanyahu is hoping to solidify a deal to secure their freedom under the right circumstances. Please pray for their well-being, strength, and eventual release. Now, this is the reality that Jewish families face. Their children stolen by terrorists who face bomb threats, terrorism and hatred on a daily basis. Take a look at this video.
When the sirens blare and the rockets starts exploding,
we run to bomb shelters, or the stairway,
or the safe room,
or we just lie down on the ground.
And we've been doing this for our entire lives.
We've never known a time when Hamas was not trying to kill us.
Please keep Israeli families and their children in your prayers. Right now, Israel and its leadership are making massive decisions that will have a ripple effect over the next few years. Most recently was the decision by the Knesset, which is the Israeli government, who voted against the Palestinian state in Israel. They explained that the establishment of said state would pose an existential threat to the state of Israel and its citizens, and it will only be a matter of time before Hamas take over the Palestinian state and turn it into a base of radical Islamic terror. And promoting the idea of a Palestinian state at this time would reward terrorism and only embolden Hamas and its supporters, who would see this as a victory due to the October 7th massacre and a harbinger for the takeover of jihadi Islamism in the Middle East. I thought this was a very fair and weighted decision, especially with what damage Hamas has already caused in Gaza. Why would the Israeli people want to give opportunity for Hamas to replicate that exact thing? Just this week, 4 were wounded in a terrorist attack in central Israel from a Jerusalem resident. Another 3 Israelis, including 2 teenagers, were wounded in a Palestinian terrorist shooting in northern Samaria. Sadly, Israel is almost expecting a surge of violence, especially after the elimination of Hamas's Rafat, who was the right-hand man of terrorist mastermind Mohammed Deif. And if you're unaware, Mohammed Deif is extremely popular among Palestinians because of his success in murdering Israeli Jews. The glorification of terrorists is one of the reasons groups like Hamas wield so much power and one of the greatest obstacles to peace. Please continue to pray for the IDF as they continue efforts to protect Israel and eliminate the forces of Hamas once and for all. The IDF is in need of basic supplies, drones, and most importantly, soldiers. However, Orthodox Jews who are possibly being conscribed have now resorted to violence to protest against their conscription. Please pray for the hearts of the Orthodox, that they may realise the need Israel is facing and be called to action. And as Christians, we are called to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. As tensions grow in all areas, pray that this gives opportunity for Jew and Arabic people to call out to Jesus for their salvation and peace. Well, thanks for watching. Please do like, share and comment. It honestly makes a huge difference to our reach, and we really enjoy reading all your comments. And Shabbat Shalom, we'll see you next week. God bless.